Got me reminiscing back to when days were great. Got me wishing it was 1988.
Got me reminiscing back to when times were great. Got me wishing it was 1988.
What's good, Lime Nation? I am Scholar, and on behalf of my partners, Professor and Spaceman, I'd like to welcome you back to your monthly dose of Hip Hop History 101, Rap Flashback, July 2015 edition. July is right smack in the middle of the summer, so you know we're bringing the heat this month. We'll get into some July hip-hop birthdays, pay homage to a fallen soldier, talk mega mogul finances, and drop some knowledge on some of the greatest albums of hip-hop's yesteryear. We got a lot to go over, so without further ado, let's get started. Run-D.M.C. released their smash hit, Walk This Way, on July 4th, 1986. The most notable single on their Raising Hell album, a hip-hop classic that's chock full of notable singles. Walk This Way would become the first rap song to crack the top 5 on the Billboard charts, peaking at number 4. An interpolation of the 1975 Aerosmith track of the same name, Walk This Way is known for being one of the first tracks to successfully fuse rap music with rock and roll. Its video was fantastic and fun, with Run-D.M.C. and Aerosmith going at it at first and then teaming up to rock the crowd. What's not to like about this song? Rock legends and rap gods paired on a funky, drum-heavy track that to this day makes people get up and jam. It represents a seminal moment for both art forms, and from my standpoint, I see it as the greatest and best example of Boston and New York getting along to make something cool. Maybe the two cities shouldn't always be at odds.
Yankees suck! Yankees suck! Yankees suck!
Legendary duo Eric B and Rakim owned the month of July in the late 80s. On July 7th, 1987, they dropped their debut album, Paid in Full, featuring a bevy of notable tracks including the title track, Paid in Full. Eric B is president, I Know You Got So, and my personal favorite, I Ain't No Joke. The album peaked at number 58 on the Billboard charts, no small feat for a rap album in the 80s, and introduced in earnest to the masses Rakim, a man many consider to be the greatest and certainly most influential MC to ever bless the mic. He was one of the first to master polysyllabic rhyming and rapping beyond couplets, using triplets in his rhymes. I won't make this a poetry lesson on meter, just take a scholar's word for it when I say that the more complex rhyme styles of 90s MCs such as Nas and Big L have their roots in Rakim's notebook. On July 25th, 1988, Eric B and Rakim released their follow-up to Paid in Full, namely Follow the Leader, to much critical acclaim. It would prove to be even more successful than its predecessor, peaking at number 22 on the Billboard charts and achieving gold status within a few months, shipping over 500,000 units domestically. Another album with no shortage of hot tracks, including Lyrics of Fury, The R, and my two favorites, Microphone Fiend and Follow the Leader. It's a must-listen for any hip-hop historian, and one I truly recommend all you youngins out there go back and check out, particularly if you appreciate the beauty and simplicity of beats and rhymes. Shout-outs to Eric B and Rakim, true legends whose music is indeed timeless. On July 9th, 1991, my favorite rap duo of all time, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, released their classic album, Home Base. Featuring the smash hit and Grammy-winning anthem, Summertime, the album peaked at number 12 on the Billboard charts, went platinum, and scored an American Music Award for Favorite Rap Hip-Hop Album. It remains the group's most popular work to date, deservedly so, I might add. Summertime is indeed the gem that drives this album, and I won't front, it's a track I memorized word for word almost immediately after its release. One of my go-tos for karaoke, and quite simply my favorite song across any genre of all time. That's right, y'all. Anyone who knows me knows I'm a huge Tupac, Nas, and Ice Cube fan, and I have a particular love for that mid-90s G-Funk West Coast sound. But Summertime takes the cake for me. It's the perfect summer anthem, the perfect chill-to track, and a go-to track when I need to temporarily escape life's craziness. But Home Base is more than just one track deep. This was one of the first albums I remember playing from beginning to end without forwarding through any of the songs. Tracks like Things That You Do, Ring My Bell, and Caught in the Middle touch on relationship issues. This Boy Is Smooth, and I'm All That features a super confident Fresh Prince bragging his ass off. And Who Stole the DJ and You Saw My Blinker are vivid, entertaining, funny tracks that are both sonically and lyrically brilliant, showcasing Will Smith's often underappreciated storytelling abilities. Dumb Dancin' and Trapped on the Dance Floor balance out the album with a groovy, New Jack 90s party flavor that I'd love for hip-hop to revisit. Home Base was fun, cinematic, had dope beats, tracks you can dance to, and featured Summertime. It's one of my all-time favorites. Big ups to DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, and please find time in your busy schedules to reunite for one more tour. I'd front row that show at any cost. And to wrap up our releases segment, here are some more notable July album releases from hip-hop's timeline. First off, a quartet of standout sophomore releases we featured on last year's Flashback. The Beastie Boys released Paul's Boutique on July 25th, 1989. Cypress Hill's Black Sunday, featuring the smash hit Insane in the Brain, July 20th, 1993. Bone Thugs and Harmony's East 1999 Eternal, which featured the Grammy-winning Crossroads, July 25th, 1995. And who could forget it was written by Nas and its standout single, If I Ruled the World, with that Houdini Friend sample and El Boogie blessing the hook, July 2nd, 1996. Speaking of Houdini, their self-titled debut was released on July 8th, 1983. Dougie Fresh's debut, Oh My God, featuring the smash hit The Show, July 7th, 1986. Edutainment by Boogie Down Productions, featuring Love's Gonna Getcha, July 17th, 1990. Peaceful Journey by the late great Heavy D, featuring Now That We Found Love and Is It Good to You, July 2nd, 1991. Also on July 2nd, 1991, the Ghetto Boys dropped We Can't Be Stopped, featuring the classic single Mind Playing Tricks on Me. Leaders of the New School debuted with A Future Without a Past, featuring Sob Story and It's Just Another Case of That Old PTA. Nicely done. July 12th, 1991. House of Pain's self-titled debut was powered by smash hit Jump Around and dropped on July 21st, 1992. EPMD released Business Never Personal, featuring Crossover and Headbanger on July 28th, 1993. Fat Joe dropped Represent on July 27th, 1993. Coolio's It Takes a Thief, featuring Fantastic Voyage, July 19th, 1994. A Tribe Called Quest's chart-topping Beats, Rhymes, and Life was released on July 30th, 1996. De La Soul's classic, Stakes is High, July 2nd, 1996. Missy Elliott dropped Super Duper Fly on July 2nd, 1997. And lastly, Noriega's solo debut, N.O.R.E., July 14th, 1998. We'd like to begin our second segment by celebrating the life of Outlaws member Hussein Fatal, born Bruce Washington Jr., who tragically passed away in a car accident on July 11, 2015. Fatal was best known for his work with Tupac as a member of the Outlaw Immortals, but he also spent time with both Rap-A-Lot Records and Murder Inc., along the way collaborating with rap heavyweights such as Ja Rule, Fat Joe, Gang Starr, and Scarface. Tragically, in a case that at the time of this recording is still pending, Fatal's girlfriend, who was behind the wheel of the car that ultimately caused his death, has been charged with both a DUI and vehicular homicide. If I can take my scholar hat off momentarily and speak to you simply as Ivan de Jesus, let me say that after 2 DUIs in my 20s and having had my license revoked for several years, followed by 2 years of driving around with a breathalyzer installed in my car, I learned the hard way that drinking and driving is not okay, no matter how okay you may think you are to get behind that wheel. It's very inconvenient not being able to drive, and the stigma of driving around with a breathalyzer is a pain in the ass. Never mind explaining to your passengers why you have to blow into this machine periodically while driving. It's embarrassing. And that's to say nothing of all the court and probationary appearances and the damn near 15 grand it cost me to get over what amounted to a 7-year hump in my life. But honestly, I'm thankful and lucky that I went through all of that, because the alternatives were far worse. Had I not learned my lesson, I could have ended up in jail, dead, or taken someone's life in a drunk driving stupor. I'm blessed to have overcome that period in my life in one piece. Sadly, many others haven't been as fortunate, and Fatal's one of those people. Do not drink and drive, my Lime Nation, and rest in power, Hussein Fatal. Outlaw for life, you will be missed. Alright, so next up on the flashback, we brought in my partner Professor to discuss one of our July hip-hop babies, 50 Cent. What's up, Prof?
Just chilling, homie.
Word up, word up. Check it out. So 50 Cent, who just recently, in May of 2015, was valued by Forbes magazine at $155 million, a lot more than 50 cents. He just declared for bankruptcy. That's just a few months ago, man. Is that the ultimate fall from grace? What happened?
Well, I agree that on the surface, that's a whole hell of a lot of money to lose in a short amount of time. I mean, how do you blow $155 million in just, a few months?
How? That's what I'm asking you, Professor. Let me know.
Well, here's the thing. So he filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, but it doesn't mean that he's broke. It just means he has high liabilities and he wants to reorganize his finances so that he can get out of his debt while still operating a viable company. In the interest of time and not turn this into a business class, I'm going to oversimplify this, but it's pretty much setting up a payment plan to clear his debt.
Okay.
Master P, Donald Trump, and countless other rich assholes have filed for Chapter 11, and they're certainly not starving for cash. 50's fine. He's not broke.
Okay, all right. I get that. I see, says the blind Puerto Rican. He's just protecting his finances.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
All right. So check it out. I've also read that temporarily this holds that $5 million judgment that he owes in the Rick Ross case where he leaked the sex tape for Rick Ross's baby mama. Pending the outcome of the Chapter 11 proceedings, there's a chance, albeit not a great one from what I've gathered, that he may end up paying less. Is this 50's way of sticking it to Rick Ross for their long-standing beef?
Scholar, with that, man, you never know, but I certainly wouldn't rule it out. Timing's, pretty coincidental, don't you think?
Yeah.
One day he loses the case, he's
Yeah.
ordered to shell out $5 million for invasion of privacy and punitive damage. The next day, he files for Chapter 11. Sounds to me like 50 is up to his old tricks again.
And there you have it. 50 Cent is not broke, but rather a shrewd businessman who won't go down easily in defeat. Since his first single back in the early 2000s, How to Rob, he's shown a penchant for pissing people off and capitalizing off of it. This time he's pissing people off, Ross and his baby mama, with the hopes of holding on to as much cash as he legally can. Classic faith. And as per usual, we'll close out the flashback by wishing a happy hip-hop birthday to the following July babies. The incomparable Missy Elliott, July 1st. The de facto leader of the legendary Wu-Tang Clan, producer/MZ RZA, July 5th. Slaughterhouse's own Royce da 5'9", July 5th. The quirkiest of characters in a group known for their quirkiness, D12's Bizarre, July 5th. Representing the Bay, Oakland's own Mac Dre, July 5th. Rest in power. Wu-Tang Clan popping up yet again with Inspector Deck, July 6th. And Slaughterhouse popping up again with Joel Ortiz, July 6th. Boricuas, stand up!
Yeah! Woohoo!
I said Boricuas, Prof. You're not Puerto Rican. Sit your ass back down, man.
Okay.
Ay, Dios mío. Moving right along, sex tape leaker and recent fouler of Chapter 11, the brilliant but asshole mega mogul 50 Cent, July 6th. The Queen Bee, Brooklyn's own Little Kim, July 11th. Boston's finest, who along with one of NY's finest in DJ Premier, formed the legendary Gangstar, another great moment for Boston and New York. Guru, July 17th, rest in power. And last but not least, hailing from Corona, Queens, New York, the legendary Kool G Rap, July 20th. And that concludes your July edition of the Rap Flashback. Be sure to check us out every month as we continue to celebrate hip-hop's glorious past by educating and entertaining you, our loyal followers. At JP Line Productions, we are your old school hip-hop fix. You can find our Rap Flashback archives at the YouTube link below or on our website, jplineproductions.com. Your one-stop shop for all things hip-hop, entertainment, poetry, sports, the occasional podcast, and of course, our very own catalog. Whether you're in need of a good read, a good listen, or just want to check out a diverse group of good-looking guys from Boston, I guarantee you will not be disappointed. For my handsome but not quite as good-looking partners, Professor and Spaceman, I am gorgeous, I mean scholar, signing off. It's Lime time, baby.